That way we're not all trying to get in her.
Yeah, you guys good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here is the greater omentum. Hangs from the greater curvature of the stomach. So if we follow this to the top, we get to the stomach, which is right here, shaped like the letter J. The stomach, and this membrane right here, extending from the lesser curvature to the liver, is the lesser omentum. It's the lesser omentum. And the stomach, shaped like a J, that pinched spot right there. Right there, that's the pyloric valve or pyloric sphincter. After that, the first part of the small intestine begins, which is the duodenum. Okay, so this is the duodenum. First part of the small intestine. This mesentery of the duodenum right here is the mesoduodenum. Okay, the duodenum ends at that sharp bend right there. That sharp bend is called the duodenojejunal flexure. After that is where the first part, or the second part of the small intestine begins, which is the jejunum. Okay, so that's the jejunum, and then if we just keep following it along, it's still the jejunum. This mesentery right here is the mesentery proper, or just the mesentery. Okay, we'll keep going, and I'm probably into the ileum at this point. The ileum is the last part of the small intestine. And then we get here. Okay, right there. That is the ileocecal junction, where the ileum, right here, of the small intestine joins the cecum of the large intestine. So this is the cecum, which is the first part of the large intestine. After the cecum, we have the ascending colon. Okay, then the transverse colon, and then the descending colon. Okay, this mesentery of the colon right there is called the mesocolon. Mesocolon. Okay, here is the urinary bladder. Okay, so that pouch right there, it's the urinary bladder, and this right here is the median suspensory ligament of the bladder. The shiny membrane on the inside of the abdominal wall is the parietal peritoneum. Parietal peritoneum. Okay, the pancreas. The pancreas, we're going to lift up the greater omentum. The pancreas is posterior to the greater curvature of the stomach. So if you lift up the greater omentum, your pancreas is not very good, but it'll work here. That elongated spongy tissue. That's the pancreas. This right here is the spleen. It's the spleen, and the spleen is attached to the stomach by the gastrosplenic ligament. Attaching the spleen to the stomach is the gastrosplenic ligament. It's actually part of the greater omentum, but it's called a ligament because the spleen is not part of the digestive system. Okay, here's the liver, and suspending the liver from the diaphragm, so this muscular sheet right there, that's the diaphragm. Suspending the liver from the diaphragm is the falciform ligament. It's the falciform ligament. Everything on this side would be left, and on this side would be right. So here's the left medial lobe. Here's the left lateral lobe. On the right side, we have the right medial lobe, and that's the right lateral lobe. Here is the gallbladder. That green pouch right there. And the gallbladder and the cat liver is always in between the right medial lobe and the quadrate lobe. So that's the quadrate lobe. Okay. I believe that's everything.